brought out for only the most special occasions. It has also frequently been denied to US buyers, but the tide seems to be turning. Last year Ford finally brought one of its RS models stateside in the form of the Focus RS. And now we can cross another name off the diminishing list of RS cars we don't get, with the imminent arrival of the new Audi RS3 Sedan. Other parts of the world have had two previous Audi RS3s, both of which were hatchbacks powered by turbocharged 5-cylinder engines featuring a cast iron block. The first was launched in 2011 as a limited to Europe special edition spun from the previous generation S3. The second, which made its debut in 2015, basically transplanted the same powerplant into the current generation hatch. But now this new sedan variant has coincided with a switch to the same aluminum block turbocharged 2.5-liter inline-five that we've already driven in the TTRS. US sales of the 2017 RS3 Sedan are set to start in the summer. Big engine in a little car. The combination of a small car with a big engine remains a compelling one, and the RS's 400 horsepower output is pretty much exactly the right amount of too much. Audi Sports Head of Development, Stefan Rail, confirms that it indeed would have been possible to produce a 4-cylinder engine with a similar peak output. Volkswagen recently axed a mostly developed 400 horsepower version of its EA888 2.0-liter inline-four that powers the Audi RS3 Sedan, among myriad other applications. But Rail says a 2.5-liter straight 5, which is basically a 125% version of the 4, offers much better drivability. People buy on horsepower but drive on torque. The RS3 single-S maximum torque output of 354 pounds-foot is available from 1700 to 5850 RPM and is a substantial increase over the 280 pounds-foot of the S3. The design team has followed the How to Style an RS playbook from cover to cover. So if the A3 eats salad but avoids the gym and the S3 does yoga and Pilates, then the RS3 pumps iron in front of a full-length mirror and has a medicine cabinet full of steroids. Considering there are no sheet metal changes, the overall impression of brawn is striking, with a new lower air intake beneath the snarling radiator grille, sizable sill extensions, and a rear bumper and diffuser package that looks only slightly less track-ready than that on the RS3 LMS Racer. The wheel arches are filled by the standard 19-inch pieces, which are clad in the scantiest of Pirelli P0s. The car we drove had wider 255/30ths R-19 seconds at the front to go along with the standard 235/35ths R-19 seconds at the rear. The interior is reworked in a similar vein and shares the regular sedan's respectable utility, including adult viable space in the rear, but with micro-suede door panel inserts, quilted leather seats, and a chunkier sports steering wheel. Audi's virtual cockpit digital instrument screen will be available in the US, with various configurable displays and some RS-specific performance information, the most fun of which provides a real-time gauge of the engine's torque and power outputs up to snuff. The fastest Audis often have been more about engine than chassis, and although the RS3 Sedan drives impressively well, the engine is definitely the reason you buy a ticket. As in the TTRS, the odd cylinder count and its 1-2-4-5-3 firing order gives the RS3 a compelling oral character. It officially references the famous Group B rally cars that Audi likes to remind us it once built, but also, under moderate loads, emits a guttural roar that is reminiscent of the mighty V10 that powers the range-topping R8. This engine loves to be worked hard all the way to the 7,200 RPM fuel cutoff if the mood takes you, but it still feels deep-chested and impressively rapid at a 5/10ths pace. Yet while there's plenty of torque at lower revs, there's also a noticeable hesitation as the boost pressure builds. It's not the chasm-like lag of turbocharged Audis of old, but it's a reminder that the engine needs time to build to its 19.8 psi peak boost. While we would have loved to be able to tell you about a manual gearbox, we also realize this likely would have made the engine's elastic responses feel more pronounced. And so Audi will be offering the RS3 only with a 7-speed dual-clutch automatic. The gearbox works very well,